Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Raheem here. Welcome. Let's slay some demons. Before I get into the presentation, I want to show you something, a short video right quick. Let's pay close attention to it, and then we'll get into the presentation.
So I don't understand. And by the way, most of those people were very old and very sick. In places like Africa, this has barely touched an entire continent because those people are young, and most of Africa is a relatively young continent, and they're not getting sick and dying. I mean, for the most part, in a lot of the world, this is a problem of advanced societies and advanced age and very sick.
I hope you got that, brothers and sisters. They don't talk about it very much. You have to really look to find it. Ways tell you. It's not affecting Africa. It's hardly touching the place. And people are dying, they're probably demons anyway. But it says hardly touching the whole continent of Africa. That's the only continent on the planet that's not touching. We have the same DNA they have. So why are we dropping like flies over here, but it's not touching that continent? Why don't talk about it? Because we're not dying like flies over here. The ones that's dying may be demons, but it's not us. It's passing over us. It's passing over the whole continent of Africa. See? She didn't interrupt. She didn't say anything. She didn't elaborate on it. Why not Africa? Why wouldn't that be the next answer? Why? Next question. Why not Africa? See, she went right past that because they don't want to talk about that. Because they want you to know that's not affecting you. See, we have a lot of lookalikes here, right? Imposters, the black-faced devils, right? It's getting them, but it's not touching us. This is said other places that you have to look for it. See, she wasn't expecting him to say that. But if she was, he would have been shut out. Isn't that a big story? The whole continent of Africa's hardly being touched. I mean, you got Zulus and Watusis, you got Big, everybody. You got Christians and Muslims and animists, right? And communists and Democrats, everything. So these are all kinds of, some people eat pork, some don't. All kinds of lifestyles, all kinds of religions, all kinds of cultures, but they're all black. It's not touching them. So it ain't the lifestyle. Its only connection is their DNA. And we got the same DNA they have. So I thought I pointed out to you, brothers and sisters. Now we'll get into the presentation. Now what I want to talk about here is I posted a while back. I said, November 13th, what will happen that will shock the world? It's a wake-up call. See, it's an alarm. And I'm going to explain it. I said I would explain it after that date. Now I'm going to explain it. See, get ready, brothers and sisters. See, we're going to give you a little taste of how powerful an angel can be. You know, how powerful it is. Well, in a way it can be once you upload it. See, because it's not, that's why they couldn't touch it. The analytical mind could not touch it because it's so powerful. And all this information is in there. And you say, how's all information this little 20 little book? I mean, if you get the book and look, it's so small. And look, all the information is flowing out of it. See? So, November 2013. See? Okay, I'm going to give you a little heads up before I get into the presentation. In the angel, it talks about the four winds. It said they were prepared to blow in the year, month, day, and hour. They're prepared, that preparation. So when's the year, month, day, and hour? What is that all about? I mean, is that just saying something to be poetic? No. And we get in the presentation, right? I'm going to say it, I'm explaining up front, so when you get into it, you understand what we're talking about, because I want this to be very clear. The only chapter in the angel where the year, the word year is mentioned, is in chapter 20. The only chapter where month, day, and hour, all three are mentioned all together, is in chapter 11. That's November 20. And hour is mentioned in chapter 11, but it's mentioned in 13th verse. There you go. November 13, 2020. So, oh man, you just made, well, study it. And we're going to go into it and explain to you so you see, and you see clearly that's exactly what it's talking about. Because it says year, month, day, and hour. What does that mean? Year, month, day, and hour. It also tells you exactly when their time will be at the end. See? What it's telling you is their official time ended November 13, 2020. Their time is over. Right? Because if you look into chapter 20, right, and you look at the year is mentioned 6 times. Each year, 1,000 years. 1,000 is meant, that's the 6,000 years they had. So the official time would be the time, it says how long they had. The official time would end within November 20, 13 days. Their time is up. See, but something was held up. Those winds was being held up. Remember, if you remember reading in the earlier chapters that I explained to you, their time was held. So no one knows the hour but fraud. See, so that's why it's any day now. So we look into it and see if any of this makes any sense. Let's go into the presentation. Okay, brothers and sisters, four winds, shock of the hour. In that hour, now we're going to talk about that hour for a few seconds. 20th, that's the 20th chapter, right? See, that's an error. Let me straighten out right quick. I don't know what happened there. Seems like I don't want to leave any stone unturned here. 1 second, brothers and sisters. So there we go. If you look in the engine, 20th chapter, that's the only time year is mentioned, except for where it says year, month, day, and hour. Years, right? That's 6,000 years. Thousands mentioned 6 times, right? And then in chapter 11, that's the only place that month, day, and hour, all three are mentioned in one chapter, right? And then that was also a 13th verse. So go and check it out and bring your well, you find it in any translation, but we work with the transliteral. Okay, so let's walk this thing through, right? It says the sixth angel trumpeted, and I heard a voice out of the horns of the altar to go to the inside of God, saying, the sixth angel having the trumpet, loose the 4 angels having been bound upon the river great Euphrates. Right? See? Okay, that's the 4 winds. Those are the 4 angels. Here's the river, the waters here that represents Euphrates. Right? And so, and they was, it says, and they, the angel was loosed to have been prepared, that's the important point, into the hour, day, month, and year, to kill the third of men. So it's actually talking about 3 of them. It's 4 released, but 3 because it's killed. We'll talk about that in a minute. See, but so there you go. See, it's prepared. See, remember they was held back. They're prepared. So that means their preparation was complete on November 13, 2020, which was a couple of days ago, because today is the 15th. That's why I said that what happened on November 20th, right? That will shock the world. See, it's a wake-up call. Getting you ready. Are you ready, brothers and sisters? Prepared. See, it says that's the key word, prepared. They said they would sound then, so they prepared the sound. They had been bound and were loosed the 4 angels that have been prepared. See, they were prepared into the hour, day, month. That's long their preparation took. See, but now they had to be told to be released. So they're about to be released. There's the 6th angel, 6th trumpet, right? He has to go first. He's the one holding them back. See? Then the war takes place. The war has to take place first. See, they was held back. The war has to take place first. Right? Then the 4 winds blow. So that means the war is about to take place anytime. Because they was held back. The war has to take place, but they was prepared. So in other words, after 2011, 13, right? Preparations finished. They've been held back now. Wake up call. It's time. It's time for the war. See? And we're told when the war would take place, right? Between the Sabbath and winter. Sabbath would be in September, the winter being the 21st of December. Sabbath, seventh month, which is actually the seventh month from March. March is the first month, biblically, the beginning of spring. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Very important. I said I would explain to you. I said I think you would understand it, and I told you. So now I'm telling you. It says that they're prepared. So that means that all the preparations have already been made. All the preparations are already made. Now all you have, there has to be the war, and it has to be released. See? So we're going to talk about it. Make sure you understand that the war has to take place first. We'll get into that. Timeline. Okay. You can study this. I'm not going to go through it all, right? I'll show you the time sequence of how this works. Because chapter 11 gives you a timeline, does the calculations for you. Okay? So here it is here. You can walk through it. Those of you familiar should understand what that means, right? See, this is the witnesses, right? When they were cast down, right? And cast down further, killed, right? Then they start rising, right? And then this is when the war takes place, during this period of time. See, you got months, you got days, and you got the hour. And the hour is kind of tricky. Okay, and I break this down. I go through it, you can read it. I break all the timelines down from the start. See, First Gulf War, 1991. 2003, the Second Gulf War. Six trumpet blows, right? And this is when the agreement is made with Obama, where the nations, the witnesses, Iran and Syria is under control of the nations, specifically Iran, because of that nuclear deal, right? So they was under the thumb of the United Nations, that's to all the nations. And now the war is about to start. See, because after 3 days and a half, right, after, that will put you, because that will put you in October. You do the calculations, brothers and sisters. I've already done them. I'm not going to go through it again here. But you have the presentations there. You can go back and review them, or you can read this and follow it, right? So, that puts you in October, right? So, the attentions will start building. Then November, right? So in that hour, okay, here we go. In that hour occurred shaking. So we have hour as being the 13th, but hour has two significance, because it can't mean one day, one physical day, because look what has to happen here. In that hour occurred shaking great, that's a war. And 10th of the city fell, that's Babylon falling. I explained that in the other video, so you can study it, right? I'm not going to go into that here because this is a repeat of that, but I'm not going to go into all the details. And will kill and shake and men 7,000. I explained that, but that's talking about the war. And the war is not going to be taking place in one day. So I could explain more to you, but I think I'm not going to do it here. I probably said a lot more than maybe I should be saying anyway. Anyway, the point is that, so that hour, right, it's a period of time, right? Sometime between November and December, okay? Because the war has to take place, Babylon has to fall, right? And then that's when the four winds will blow. The resurrection. Okay, brothers and sisters, that's it. Maybe I'll elaborate a little more because it's a little shorter than I thought it was. When it says, okay, let's back up here. Okay, this 42, that would be 3.5 years, right? And then that's when um, Trump canceled the agreement, terminated the agreement, right? They had, right? That'll put you at 2018 in 6 months. Remember, we started from March. March is the first month of the year. 21st of March is the first month, first day of the year. That's the true New Year. Because that's the beginning of spring. That's been universal. Romans changed it. That's a long story. See? Okay. So, and then it says, then after 3.5 years, so after 3.5 years later, after 2 years later, after, the points after, right? So 2 years later would put you at 2020 September. So after that, see, the spirit of life came into them. See here, the spirit of the God. Who is the spirit? Remember, the demons represent spirits. So that's see, agreement right there. Demon, right? The God there is Satan. He's the God of that group, right? So it says after the spirit of God came to him. So that's what that means right there. Okay. So that'd be in October. So not at war yet, but it's getting hot. See, that puts you in October because it would be September after, but in October, right? And then it says, and then they stood upon their feet. See, so that means that's another month because that's two things. There's two things happen. First, the Spirit of God came, and then they stood upon their feet. So that puts you into November, another month. See, so now when they stood upon their feet, what happens? That means they won the war, and America and false Israel and Britain is thrown out. That's what they stood upon their feet, right? And then it talks about in that hour, the shaking great occurred. That's a war. So we're there now, brothers and sisters. I said November 13th, 2020, according to Angel, that was the end of their time ended. See, 6,000 years. That's what it says, chapter 20. Then in chapter 11 is the month, right? Because chapter 11, 11th month. Chapter 20, 20th year. You see how the Angel, you have to really study this book. See how powerful it is? It's telling you the year and the day. Chapter 20, only place year is mentioned. That's the 20th year, 2020. Chapter 11, only place is mentioned month, year, day, and hour. That's 11th month. Okay? It's giving you the precise day and month. And then the 13th, the hour is mentioned, 13th verse. That's 13, 20, 13, 11, 20. Right? Boy, 20, 11, how you have it, they mix them around. Anyway, 2020, November 13th. That's the end of their time, right? That's what this was prepared. See, these four winds that's prepared to blow. So they were prepared. They didn't blow, they was prepared. When you prepare something, that don't mean you prepared the food, that don't mean you ate it yet. Prepared, so prepared is ready. That's what it's trying to tell you, brothers and sisters. Okay. We'll leave it there. Hopefully you understand. Okay, brothers and sisters, like I said, it'll be a short one. As I promised, I will explain to you what that November 13, 20 was all about. So now, it's a heads up. It's a wake-up call. Are you ready? Are you ready, brothers and sisters? Hope you're ready. As I say, the proverbial It's about to hit the fan. So it wouldn't make sense if we weren't told before it happens. That's we're all about predicting, foresight, not like Mr. Demon Legion Farrakhan, hindsight and reporting. He's a reporter. He can't even do that correctly. He's lost control of his wannabe NOI. He's sick. He's tired. He can't walk. He can't walk unassisted. His so-called council is running things. They're scared. Don't say anything, please. Just be quiet. Don't upset Trump. Don't get him upset. Don't get him. He might hurt us. It's sad. Yeah, we're gonna raise. When the four winds blow, we're gonna raise a exceedingly great army. To be afraid, to run and hide. Oh, what are you gonna do? Hide. Just hide. Be careful. Just hide from Mr. Trump. Hide, please hide. Because they're cowards. Okay. So I'm going to let it go, brothers and sisters. One thing I need to mention, brothers and sisters, we all have our timetables, and I'm not judging anybody. If you read, Jesus didn't judge anybody. He judged his enemies, but he didn't judge his people. Because they tried to stone this woman, he says, he stopped it. He said, he who has the first, he who is without sin, throw the first stone. Because you know the condition our people are in. We all in sin. We're all in this shithole. So I'm the last one to judge anybody. We need to try to understand each other better. See, our sins are not because of our nature, because of our captors. See? But it's no excuse for not striving. I mean, you shouldn't be trying to wallow in the shithole. We should be trying to get up out of it. So if you're swallowing it, then maybe you ain't one of us. See? You should be trying to get out of it. So we should be trying to clean ourselves up as best we can. Especially if we're trying to help our other brothers and sisters get out. See? So I'm not judging anyone, but we should be very careful and strive to be upright, because we're upright by nature. Like I said, the shit ain't in us, it's on us. But there's no excuse for not trying to wash it off as much as you can. So, yeah, we don't need to be judging each other, brothers and sisters, but we should encourage each other. When I say encourage each other, right, to be better and to clean up and to get prepared, that don't mean beating each other, coercing each other, and fighting with each other doesn't mean that either. It means first set an example, and then help the other person the best you can to get out. I mean, sticking a pin in them, get out there, get out of there. No, spin a rope. Because I'm not judging anybody. It said, judge not, lest ye be judged. So, understand that. We all, like I said, though your sins were as black as coal, they be white as snow. So we're not judging anybody. If someone's out there judging like Farrakhan, they just sit around like that stuff, well, he's going to be judged. And I think when you pull up his skirt, I think it's very foul. I think it's very foul. Very foul indeed. I don't think you want to look what you see when you pull up his skirt. I mean, they shitting and pissing in the bag, what's that going to be like? Tubes coming out. Oh, man, you don't want to look that. He's foul. See, Allah has cursed him, disemboweled him as a visible flame. See, because he wants to judge us, now he's being judged. One day I'll talk about the story of Balaam and go into more detail. That's talking about him. He's the ass that Farrakhan, he's the ass that Farah is riding on. They just keep beating because he won't do what they tell him to do. He had to beat him 3 times. the cancer, public humiliation, universal humiliations on the horizon, and then you'll be allowed to die. He's foul, through and through. He's a demon. That should tell you all you need to know. How these so-called wannabe FOI can take and follow a demon and rationalize that. Maybe because they're demons themselves. They said he would fill his house up with demons. That's what Peter would do. If Peter would fill his house up with demons. You understand that parable. Those of you listening, you understand what that means. So maybe that's why. But anybody in this, that's for real. Ain't no way in the world they can be down with that. But it said there would be many in there that was held on to Elijah Muhammad, Islamic scriptees, because they hold on to the past. I mean, I understand that to some extent, but the past is the past. You got to move on. See? So it says they're going to take them down. That's about to happen, brothers and sisters. So remember, their time is up. The official time, according to Angel, November 13, 2020. Time's up. See, only thing holding them back now, right, is Farad. He's the one who has to make the final decision. But according to Angel, the decision will be made very soon. So I don't think he's going to go outside the bounds of what the angel is saying. He hasn't yet. Okay, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. And remember the part I said up front about Africa has not been affected. That should tell you everything you need to know. It's passing over us. 1619 to 2019 to 40 years, right? But they have the same DNA we have. So they're not affecting them, and they're poor than black folks over here. And they're not practicing social distancing. And they're not wearing masks over there. Right? And the blacks over here are wealthier than them personally, not because they don't have their own land and all that kind of stuff. So why is it we being more, see, because it ain't us. Now remember, we have half of us, half of blacks are demons. Now maybe killing them, that's one of the dangers of being dangerous. Yes, that's one of the dangers of demons. Because they always can be confused with us. See? All these movies and all that kind of stuff, those are demons. But we get to hit because they look like us. That's why Africans don't want to have anything to do with us. Because they get tired of seeing that all over the new pictures and everything. Like fools, ignorant clowns, jokes. No. That's how we portrayed by our enemies. False Israel portraying us that way. Why? Because they pretend to be us. So to make us look like we ain't who we are. While they are the imposters. And they know exactly what this means because they get this from the birth canal. They taught this about Exodus. The whole religion is based on Exodus. So control the media, the professions, the medical association, they control all those organizations. You see? So when people start coming in here and they see all these non-black folks coming here, going down with this, no saying how many black folks come in here, and they know the calculation 1619. Talk about it. They don't talk too much anymore. 1619. They know the calculation. They taught this from birth because it never happened to them. They know exactly what that meant. Just oh no, right away. Oh, it's destroying blacks disproportionately. Never gave the numbers. Just gave percentages. Anybody knows mathematics is bullshit. See, because they could not have you understand that God is coming for you to get you out here and to get them in that day that you are the true seed of Abraham and that you spent 400 years here in 1619 to 2019, right? And it's over. And then here comes the plague in 2020, exactly like it says. They could have you see that they're under divine judgment and that we're going home. They could not have you see that. So, oh, they changed it. Then they got Farrakhan, they own them. He's supposed to know that. That's in his teachings. No, we go back 1555. Yeah, we was born in 1555, exactly like the message, but slavery didn't start in 1690. He knows that. So why is he lying about it? And if you got any sense, so that should got you right. Why is he lying about it? Because that would be powerful for him to jump. That'd be powerful. Him jump and say, man, 1619, here's the plague. I've been powerful for him. I mean, he got orders. They've been powerful for him, this and that. Look how much power he has right now. Why he's not saying it? He's trying to get you. Then he's telling you ain't going nowhere. You're not going anywhere. He's forsaken the covenant. He's downplaying his covenant. He's calling a liar. He's calling Elijah and fraud a liar. He's called Allah a liar, right? He's saying that doesn't apply to us. That's what he's telling you. Why is he doing that? But if he just said just what the prophet says right there, look how much powerful he would be. Why is he saying just the opposite? When it's so clear. Anyway, a third grader could understand it. 1619, 2019. Servitude started in 1619, even according to their records. That means 2020 will be a plague that will kill the firstborn, which is the elderly. Exactly what it's doing. It will pass over us. Exactly what it's doing. Because that's what happened in Africa. You got a whole kind of Africa. You got all kinds of people over in Africa. Christian, Muslim, Jews, whatever, all kinds of black. You got black Jews, black Christians, black Muslims, black everything. Eating all kinds of food, all kinds of cultures, all kinds of systems. And it's hardly affecting them. So it's the only thing, the common denominator is their DNA, which we have. It's not affecting us over here. I'm 71, I don't wear no mask anywhere. And I'm not worried about it. Because it says it'll pass over us. They can't have you, that's part of phase 3. See, going into phase 4, those you understand what I'm talking about. And the demons are part of phase 4. They're the enemy, they're the army from phase 4 to deceive us, because they look like us, they talk like us, walk like us, but they ain't us. And he's the chief demon, legion. Read Mark, the demon-possessed man. That's Farrakhan. Okay, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. Hope you're ready. November 20. November 2020. Just passed. Means time, table set. What's it prepared? Table's been prepared. See? What I gotta do, right? What's holding it back? The chef. He hasn't put the right. Whatever. The food is prepared, it's already on the table. What's holding it up? You gotta say your grace, say your blessing. Those usually do those type of things. It says we're held back. God has to save. He's the one that gives the blessings. He's the one that's got to make the move. It says he's the only one that knows he's going to make the move. But the table's been set. It tells you right there. So I explained it, said they were prepared. So one thing, just take this. If you get nothing else out of this, right, it tells you, once you figure it out, that calculation, it tells you this could not have happened before November 13th of November 2020, because that's how long it would take to be prepared. So that means it will happen after that. And so now, that's where we are. November 2020, the 13th. The preparations are complete. So once the food is served, you can't let it sit there too long, get cold, right? Okay, brothers and sisters, hope you understand that. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.